During World War I, aircraft demonstrated a clear advantage on the battlefield, with various types such as fighters, bombers, and reconnaissance planes. French designer Marcel de Bruyere embarked on designing an advanced fighter with high maneuverability, which is the de Bruyere C1. The de Bruyere C1 is a single-seat, duck-wing, rear-propelled fighter, and even among the various unconventional designs at the time, this aircraft structure was definitely one of the most peculiar. Furthermore, while most planes at the time used a wooden structure with fabric skin, it used an all-metal structure, which was quite advanced. Most aircraft at the time used a tailwheel landing gear, causing the nose to lift high off the ground when parked. However, the de Bruyere C1 used a duck-wing layout with a nosewheel landing gear, making the front appear lower and the back higher, giving it the appearance of crouching on the ground. It had a blunt, round nose with fully movable duck wings on both sides, and a biplane structure with the upper wingspan being 8.2 meters, larger than the lower wing. It also had vertical tails mounted above and below the rear, without a horizontal tail, and a tail skid was installed below the lower tail to protect the tail and propeller. The duck wings controlled the aircraft's pitch, while the roll was controlled by ailerons on the outer sides of the upper wing. The open single-seat cockpit was located in front of the main wing, different from the mainstream design at the time, and combined with the downward-sloping nose, it provided the pilot with a good forward view. Behind the cockpit was the engine compartment, housing a Hispano-Suiza 8AA liquid-cooled engine capable of producing 150 horsepower, which drove the two-blade propeller at the back through a drive shaft in a pusher configuration. Since it was a fighter, weaponry had to be considered. The de Bruyere C1 was equipped with a Hotchkiss M1902 37mm cannon, mounted in front of the cockpit. The amount of ammunition it carried is unclear, but operating the cannon would have been quite challenging, as it required manual loading, aiming, and firing. Other French aircraft had dedicated gunner positions, but the de Bruyere C1 only had one pilot, making it difficult to manage both flying and operating the cannon. The sole prototype of the de Bruyere C1 made its first and only flight in April 1917, reaching an altitude of only about 25 feet, approximately 7.6 meters, before losing control, entering a tailspin, and crashing. Fortunately, the test pilot survived, but the incident led to the termination of the de Bruyere C1's development, and no further progress was made. As a result, most specific data and performance details of this aircraft remain unknown.